repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, given to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of everyone welcome.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin? God God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
Nobody knows why liars lie. Winners are not allowed to allow losers to rewrite history. It's God's side and the other side.
Country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good Uber bitch and look like Mr. Potato Head.
I didn't want to be a movie star.
No, you couldn't be a movie star. Ricky Smiley can't act. Cause Ricky Smiley can't act. Why is he in a dress again? He didn't be wanting to Barbie. And you gotta tell him no. Sid ain't got no special, you remember? Eve ain't got no special, you remember? Ricky ain't got no special, you remember? Sir, I have 12 comedy specials. P. Diddy or whoever you is. TGJ, 20 of them. I won't stop burning you down until there ain't nothing left. Rubble on top of rubble and I'll still be bombing. Look like a wall, Richie. Look like a wall. You didn't say no. Look like a wall, Richie. Look like a wall. You didn't say no.
All right. Hello, everyone. Grand Rising. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right, so let's get into it. Everyone hit that like button. All right, Re-Educated Soul, Samantha, Buckhorse DC, Claudette, Miss Eby, Jeff ATL, Deronda, Mr. Elevation, Above All That Drama. All right, AJ Matthews is in the house. T. Cope is here, Pearly, Miss Cookie, Sophie B, 504 Nola, Danielle. All right, so let's get into it, Queen Mona Huey. Let's see, Valerie here, Cherokee Descendant Dale, Re-Educated Soul. Okay, so likes up to everyone in the chat. I mean, not like some. I mean, shouts out to everyone in the chat. So let's get ready to get into it. Wavy though, Nessa G, all hell nah in the house. Okay, so with that all being said, everyone, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. Also, double check to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel, especially if you haven't been receiving your notifications. Okay? Y'all know how they do. They unsubscribe people on a regular. All right, so let's talk about it. Some interesting news about Sonya Massey we're going to get into. And but before that, let's talk about Nelly getting arrested. Let's talk about Nelly getting arrested because I knew it was all going so good for him and Ashanti. It looks like the officer was probably just hating, okay? Or maybe the casino was hating because Nelly won big, okay? He won a jackpot. And then as the officer at the casino was supposed to be supervising the transfer of said funds, he decides to run a check for warrants. Now, where do they do that at? Why would he all of a sudden out the blue decide to run a check for warrants? And then he lied and said, he literally lied and said that was the protocol. That's the policy, but it isn't. All right. That absolutely isn't the policy. So it sounds like he was just hating. Or maybe like I said, maybe the casino was mad because they had to pay Nelly all that money. So let's get into it. Shout out to my moderators putting in work. I see you, Byron B. All right, everybody hit that like button. Rapper Nelly arrested for ecstasy possession at Missouri casino. So Nelly was arrested at a local casino on Wednesday morning in the St. Louis area. The Post confirmed with the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Now, the rapper, who's 49, was taken into custody for possession of 4 ecstasy pills and for not having car insurance. Now, here's the thing. When they say for not having car insurance, they make that sound like he was pulled over at a traffic stop. But that's not the case, okay? After further information was reviewed and it's come out, that was from an old incident. So a spokesperson with the Highway Patrol said Nelly was arrested inside the Hollywood Casino in St. Charles, Missouri at about 4:45 a.m. with after an identification verification. The check was run, and then it showed that the 3-time Grammy winner basically had an outstanding warrant. Okay, this is something that is occasionally done, they say, in Missouri casinos in accordance with the state's gaming commission regulations. So they have to verify the person is who they say they are before they transfer the funds. Now, Highway Patrol found an outstanding warrant for lack of insurance from a previous highway stop. Now, when officers searched Nelly, whose real name is Cornell Irel Haynes Jr., they discovered the ecstasy pills on him. Now, the spokesperson shared that the Highway Patrol was already on site at the casino in accordance with the Missouri Gaming Commission's regulations. They explained that several things can trigger the verification check. However, they don't believe it was triggered by any criminal activity on Nelly's part. I'm going to tell you what triggered it. The fact that he was winning. Okay, please pay attention. This happens all the time. For any of you who go to the casino, you may have witnessed this. Okay, I literally have. I saw a man once get arrested because he was winning continuously. And at the end of the day, he went to place a bet and the dealer waved their hands over the table. And the guy had his back turned because he was texting on his phone or something. We turned around. Right as they finished waving their hand, he put his chips on the table. And, you can't place any more bets once the dealer waves their hand. So long story short, the security comes out and then they arrest the guy and said that he was cheating. Now, they couldn't have just told him, hey, you can't, because here's the thing. They didn't say that he was cheating until when the wheel stopped spinning and he won again. At that point, security shows up and they're like, sir, you couldn't place bets. We saw you on camera, da-da-da. And they took him and had him arrested. That's what y'all to pay attention. Now, they could have said all of that before the wheel stopped turning. The dealer could have told him that because that's usually how it goes. But anyway, I digress. So they go on to say that they don't think it was triggered by any criminal activity on Nelly's part. He was booked at the Maryland Heights Police Department and later released. Now, it was confirmed that Nelly has not been charged, but he will likely face the music with prosecutors when the police submit the paperwork. It will be up to the prosecutors whether to bring charges against him. Now, here's what his attorney, Scott Rosenblum, had to say about it. He says that Nelly was targeted, by an overzealous, out-of-line officer. He says, after winning several jackpots at a venue where Mr. Haynes frequently visits and entertains at its amphitheater, instead of just supervising the transfer of Mr. Haynes's winnings, this officer felt compelled to needlessly run a check for warrants. Okay, and like I said, it absolutely was needless. That's not common protocol. That's not something that they do. Now, he says the officer informed Mr. Haynes a background check was mandated when a player won over certain amounts. The only time it's mandated when a player wins over a certain amount is if the person who's supervising the transfer is a whole hater, like this cop clearly was. So please pay attention. It's true. And so Mr. Haynes knew this was not true, as he had won several jackpots for similar or greater amounts, including one just a week prior without incident or a background check. And so he claimed that the officer felt compelled. This is what the attorney says, that the officer felt compelled to handcuff Mr. Haynes behind his back and then parade him through the casino in front of other patrons, then conducted a whole search without any probable cause where he claimed that he had found alleged ecstasy in Mr. Haynes's personal property. Okay, so he was doing all of this. He really didn't have any reason for doing the search. And do you really think that it was necessary for him to escort this man out here? Now I want you to picture it. You're a whole celebrity and you're in there gambling and winning. You're enjoying yourself, having a good time. And then here comes the police that are simply supposed to transfer or just supervise the transfer while you get your coins. But instead, they say, oh, but wait a minute. I got to do this check real quick. See if you got any warrants, sir. And then run a check for warrants. And then when they see that you supposedly have an outstanding warrant that you clearly didn't know about, if it's for not having insurance. And why wouldn't Nelly have insurance with all the money he has? Okay, I don't even believe it. But anyway, so then he handcuffs him and parades him out of the place. See, that was all unnecessary. The police didn't even have to do all of that. Even if he did have a warrant, the cop could have said, listen, sir, you're just going to have to come with me. I'm not going to put handcuffs on you. You can just follow behind me, walk in front of me, or whatever. I mean, did he think the man was a threat or a danger? No. He could have showed him some grace is all I'm saying. Just sounds to me like the officer was overzealous, just like the attorney said, and quite frankly, targeting Nelly because he's a whole hater. Now, it goes on to say, Nelly's attorney went to bat for him, stating that it's also important to note that Mr. Haynes, as part of the requirements to travel internationally, is regularly asked to supply proof of no warrants, okay, including FBI checks, and there were none. And he added that, I am 100% confident this case will go nowhere, and we will be asking for an inquiry into this officer's conduct. Okay, now the Post reached out to Missouri State Highway Patrol for comment, and I'm sure they haven't heard anything back. Now, I want you all to pay attention because this is something that commonly happens to Black people, whether you're a celebrity or not. They don't care whether you're a famous person or just a regular Joe Schmo. And in fact, if you are a famous person, well, this is what they do to humiliate and embarrass you. Now, Nelly secretly married his long-lost love, Ashanti, in December. They're currently expecting their first child together, who is due this summer. Ashanti confirmed the rumors that she was pregnant in April. Okay, and so anyway, with that all been said, congratulations to him and Ashanti, and prayers for them to have a healthy baby. But with that all been said, what do you all think about this? Do you all think, in fact, that Nelly was targeted by this overzealous thug of an officer, as his attorney seems to think? Because to me, it was just all unnecessary. How does that saying go? Can't win for losing, says right. Exactly. Okay. That's exactly what it sounds like. All right. So anyway, remember when that lady won big at the slots and they tried to give her, yes. Do you all remember that when I reported on it? That Black woman won about $40 million. And then when she tried to collect on it at this casino, they said that there was a malfunction in the machine. And so basically offered her a darn steak dinner. I'm sorry. They should not be allowed to get away with stuff like that. And that's another thing. Like I said, Nelly had just won big a week before, had even won more, and then he won a few times at the casino that morning. So they probably didn't even want to give him his money. That's probably why they told the officer to do that. You never know with these gaming establishments. You just never know. Okay, Danielle said, Queen, I bet that those drugs was planted on Nelly. And they could have been. Okay, they absolutely could have been. I don't believe anything they're saying because the officer already lied out the gates. He said that this was common protocol, that this is what you do after a person wins a certain amount of money. That's a lie. So after that, we can't believe anything else that he said or put in that report. That's how it goes for me. Okay, Stephen said he's riding without insurance. Well, he wasn't riding. He was at a casino, beloved. That warrant for riding with no insurance, that was something that was supposedly owed. But here's the thing. How do you end up getting a warrant for not having insurance? Because even if you got pulled over and didn't have insurance on you, they have a way now they can just check the computers and see whether you have an active policy or not. Not to mention, even if you didn't have it then, well, then you go to court and show and provide proof of insurance. So did he not get a court date? Because they didn't say that it was for a failure to appear or a bench warrant. They said it was for no insurance. So I don't believe it. The whole thing sounds sketchy. Okay, Sandra said casinos are part of organized crime. I believe some of them are. So anyway, with that all been said, AJ Matthews says, I live in Vegas. They love taking your money, but hate to give it back. Trust me. Oh, I already know. Exactly. Okay. So with that all being said, T. Cope said, why tell such an easily disapproved lie? I'm so glad you asked. Here's the thing, beloved. They don't care if they tell a lie that can be easily debunked, because then all they'll do is act like it was just a mistake in the paperwork or some kind of mix-up or whatever. And the thing that they want to do is to humiliate you by locking you up in front of everybody and ruin your day or night. Just like with T.I. Arrested here at the airport, everybody knows who T.I. is in Atlanta. Everybody knows that's the king of the South. How do you not know that this isn't the same Clifford Harris that's wanted in Baltimore, okay, for assault on some woman? How did they not know that? You think they really didn't know that this was a whole nother Clifford Harris? Of course they knew. So they did that just to ruin his day, to stop him from being able to travel, to take him and embarrass him in front of everybody at the airport, including his family, and then just have him arrested. That causes you a significant inconvenience. The police do it to Black people all the time. Think about how many times you've seen a Black person have a minuscule encounter with the police that quickly escalates to something to where they end up going to jail or to the hospital or even to the morgue. Okay? This is something that happens all the time with people who look like me. Something that happens all the time to people who look like me. April said, yes, I agree, Queen. It's like they're under a radar. Exactly. Okay. Reeducated Soul said, lying like a welcome mat as per dusty, rotten scoundrels. Exactly. And like Cat Williams said, who knows why liars lie? Okay. But let's go on because let's talk about Kesha. Kesha has decided to remove Diddy's name from her song TikTok. Now, that's like one of her signature songs. She said she's going to re-record it and she's taking Diddy's name out because in the lyrics, she says, wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Kesha will re-record TikTok to permanently change the P. Diddy lyric. Now, as she's been performing the song as of late, instead of saying, wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy, she's been saying, wake up in the morning like F. P. Diddy. Okay? Poor Diddy. I mean, this is what he gets, right? Nobody's effing with him. It's official. Kesha has revealed that she plans to re-record TikTok to permanently change the song's famous P. Diddy line. Now, since 2023, Diddy has been the subject of multiple serious lawsuits. Last November, Cassie sued Sean Diddy Combs over allegations of years of abuse during their relationship. Now, the lawsuit was settled the next day, with Cassie telling CNN that she had chosen to resolve this matter amicably. Diddy denied the allegations of any wrongdoing. Since Cassie's allegations, other people have filed lawsuits against Diddy. Joy Dickerson-Neal and Rodney Lil Rod Jones have alleged that Diddy drugged and Essie actually assaulted them in separate circumstances. Two unnamed women have also come forward with allegations of rape against Diddy. Diddy also denied these allegations as well. Now, in the wake of these allegations, Kesha, who has been assaulted herself, okay, she did a whole song about it. Anyway, so I know she's not checking for Diddy at this point. Please pay attention. Now, in the wake of these allegations, Kesha began changing the P. Diddy line in live performances of her hit song TikTok. Now, Kesha has revealed that she's going to re-record the song with amended lyrics. Now, you know that's a darn shame. And you got to amend all your lyrics. Now, in the original version of TikTok, Kesha sings wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy in the first verse. But ever since 2024, her performances at Coachella with Renee Rapp, Kesha has been singing wake up in the morning like F. P. Diddy instead. Now, Kesha also tweeted wake up in the morning like F. P. Diddy after the performance. Okay, now Kesha has confirmed that she will be re-recording the song with the amended lyrics in post celebrating the song's 15th anniversary. Kesha wrote saying, I absolutely love the new lyric change. A shout out to @RenearApp. Yes, it's permanent. I will re-record it when I have legal rights to. So it's currently unclear when Kesha will be able to legally re-record the song. She co-wrote it with Dr. Luke and Benny Blanco. Kesha has since accused Dr. Luke of SE actually assaulting her and filed a series of lawsuits against him. Did you all know that? Let's get into it. Because didn't Kabami just sit down and have a talk with him? Didn't you just sit down and have a talk with him? But let me continue. So anyway, I told you all that this woman had been assaulted. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. So anyway, with that all been said, everybody is turning their backs on Diddy. Okay, it's just a wrap. Nobody wants anything to do with him. They don't even want their names to be affiliated. And you know what? Let me just backtrack a little bit because I said Dr. Luke and Kesha. I'm thinking about Uncle Luke. Okay, I need to sit down somewhere. Okay, I'm thinking about Uncle Luke, who sat down with Kabami the other day. But anyway, no, Dr. Luke is somebody else. That's a songwriter. But anyway, let me continue. And so they go on to say that Kesha's new single, Joyride is her first release since ending her contract with Dr. Luke's label. Okay, and so with that all being said, she posted to social media saying, TikTok was the first single that I put into this world that had my voice and my name credited. I remember making it fun and happy because that's how I felt and wanted others to feel. What I'm so proud of is that's how this song still makes me feel through it all. And those are emotions that I want all of us to connect to. 15 years later, I see this song as a snapshot into the way I saw the world at the time. That girl was naive and wild and playful. This song internalizes a side of myself that I love very much and now see I have to protect fiercely. The world has changed so much, and so have I. I absolutely love the song, love the new lyric change, and yes, it's permanent. I'll re-record it when I have the legal rights to do so. Now my first baby stands for so much. It stands for fiercely protecting fun and unadulterated joy in myself and in others. The whole ride has been absolutely insane, but the joy is still riding. I hope you all can find 3.5 minutes of play in this song and connect with your wild childlike heart. Thank you for making my life so magical. All right. Making it so magical, animals. It's one for the books. So I don't know who she's calling animals, but anyway, maybe that's just her figure of speech. So she's definitely going to be changing the lyrics. All right. Diddy. So with that all being said, likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now let's get into this information about Sonya Massey. All right. Before we do, hold on. Byron B says, I moved here from Vegas. I actually got kicked out of the casino for throwing an ashtray at a bartender trying to take my drink while I was dancing. First of all, Byron B, that sounds nefarious. Why would you be throwing anything at anyone? And second, why are you dancing in a casino, beloved? I have questions. I have questions. What are you doing dancing in a casino, honey? Were you on the stage? Were you a part of a production that they were casting? I have a lot of questions, Byron B. Okay. Now, with that all being said, Michael M says, I'm sorry, Queen. I wouldn't turn my back on Diddy. That sounds problematic and potentially dangerous, Ella. Yeah, absolutely. Byron B said that casino is now permanently closed. The Fiesta. Okay, I bet it is. Talking about he threw an ashtray because the person tried to take his drink while he was dancing. Byron B said, I was only trying to get, hold on, wait a minute. I know you didn't say this. I was only trying to get his attention. So you threw an ashtray to get his attention? Please sit down somewhere. That sounds like a likely story, beloved. That sounds like a likely story, okay? Anyway, I digress. Now let's have a word from my sponsor, 12 Tribes, before I go into the next topic. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
All right, so you can pick up your 12 Tribes hair oil at Lisa Crafts on Etsy.com and also at Walmart.com. All right, so with that all being said, let's get into this because here's the thing. They say the governor has called for the sheriff's resignation. And you may remember that I reported weeks ago that other people want the sheriff to resign as well, but he's not going to do it. So Illinois Governor J.P. Pritzker has called for the resignation of the sheriff whose deputy fatally wounded Sonya Massey in her home last month after the Black woman called 911 for help. And so Pritzker is a Democrat, okay, and said Republican Jack Campbell should step down because the sheriff has failed. Now, Sean Grayson faces 3 counts of first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and official misconduct in the July 6th shooting, the shooting death of Sonya Massey. Now, with that all being said, Campbell, who hired Grayson for the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office or Sheriff's Department in May of 2023, reiterated his intent Wednesday to stay on the job. Like, he's refusing. He's refusing. He has failed to explain how he ended up hiring this deputy who has been fired from other departments. This is what the governor says, okay? And he says that he has not been able to explain, how did you end up hiring this man who's had all this trouble previously? He failed to put forward reforms that clearly need to be made, training and other reforms, and still has failed to meet with the Massey family. Now, with that all being said, Grayson has come under scrutiny because prior to becoming a law enforcement officer, he was kicked out of the Army a decade ago for the first of 2 drunken driving arrests within a year. His law enforcement career included 6 jobs in 4 years, during which he received some reviews that indicated he needed more training and had 1 disciplinary problem. And let's not forget how they said he was lying in police reports. Okay, let's not forget that. Now, Grayson was fired on July the 17th for violating use of force standards by shooting Massey rather than taking a non-lethal action when he felt threatened by a pan of hot water that she was holding, according to authorities. Well, we already know that's a lie. We've already proven that's a lie. Now, the sheriff signaled on Thursday that he would stay on the job. He says, I was overwhelmingly elected to lead the sheriff's office through both good times and bad. This is what Sheriff Campbell said in the statement. I am fully prepared to continue leading my office and serving the residents of Sangamon County through this difficult period, ensuring we learn from this tragedy and work toward a better future. Now, Pritzker, who with Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton met with Massey's family 2 weeks ago, faulted Campbell for not even sitting down with the family members. I mean, that's the least he could have done if he was so remorseful and truly sorry and wanted forgiveness, because you all remember he spoke to the community, which I'll show that video in a second, and he asked them to forgive him, said that they failed her. So if he knows that and admits it, why don't you just step down? Okay? And he hasn't even sat down with the family. So I find that absolutely disrespectful. Now, at a minimum, listen to them, hear them, and then hopefully take action. This is what Governor Pritzker said. So Campbell said he has requested meeting with the family 4 times through family designated intermediaries, but none has been accepted. He said he would still like to meet. Sure you would. And if they haven't agreed to meet with him, well, I'm sure it's because they don't like the fact that he's sticking beside Sean Grayson. Okay, we'll get to that in a moment. Now, at an appearance at the Illinois State Fair, Pritzker doubled down on his criticism of the sheriff. He said Campbell has refused to answer questions despite the sheriff's office establishing a web page strictly for answering news media questions about the case, as well as releasing documents and conducting a slew of 15-minute interviews with various media organizations just last week. Now, the governor says that Campbell should have talked to the chiefs of departments previously employing Grayson before he hired him himself, you know, checking his references. Isn't that what you usually do when someone puts in an application? Don't they usually check your previous places of employment along with your references to see what type of person you are, you know, if you're reliable and things like that, especially someone trying to become a police officer, okay, who's going to be dealing with the public and carrying weapons, okay? So he says that he should have checked with them, but documents Campbell released show that he did. And the State Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board certified Grayson for duty 6 times. Now, if he did, why didn't he find a problem with him moving from job to job in such a short span of time? And why didn't he have a problem with the fact that he had those DUIs? Okay, I have questions. Now, goes on to say, Pritzker also said the Massey family has said publicly that they would like to meet with Campbell. So do y'all really think that Campbell has actually tried to set it up between intermediaries to meet with them? Because I believe the family. And so basically he says if he's reached out, he hasn't done a very good job because the Massey family hasn't had the meeting that they've asked for. So they've requested to meet with him. I think he doesn't want to meet with them because he doesn't want to sit down and talk to them face to face and answer the tough questions that they're likely going to ask. Okay. And an emailed request for comment was sent to Ben Crump, the civil rights lawyer who's representing the Massey family. Now, Campbell also said he is willing to modify hiring practices, but because Sangamon County follows statewide standards, necessary changes should be made statewide. I said, I just want to know, and he's been unwilling to answer the questions. If he'd been willing to do these things, then act. He's had a month, according to Governor Pritzker. Okay, there would be a lot less frustration, okay, perhaps, and a lot more people, a lot more sense of safety. But none of that was done by the sheriff. Now, Campbell said that his office is gathering facts necessary to make intelligent decisions and to avoid making changes that are unlikely to lead to meaningful results. So this is just more of the same. This is absolutely just more of the same. Please pay attention. He says, I've worked tirelessly to make all the facts available to the public as swiftly and transparently as possible. Bullshit. Okay, the sheriff's office continues to grieve for Sonya Massey and her family, Campbell says. While our grief cannot compare to the pain of the family, our office is trying to heal from within. All employees of the sheriff's office feel betrayed by one of their own. Now, here's the sad story that he wants us to hear. Okay, this is nothing but a side story. Please pay attention. Now he's trying to act like they're the victims. Oh, woe is me. We're trying to heal from within. Now, all that sounds good on the surface, but it's all a load of BS. Because were he really so sorry, and were they really grieving along with Sonya Massey's family and the community, he would have sat down to speak with them. It's been a whole month. You've not found the time. You've not given the effort. And then saying that he's been trying to set it up and they've not returned any calls or whatever. I don't believe it. Don't believe it at all. Yes, it's straight up BS. Okay. Absolutely. That crazy bitch Aries. So anyway, likes up, everyone. Please like and share. I mean, the lies. The absolute lies. Now let's talk about it, because that same Sheriff Campbell, is agreeing with Sean Massey's actions. Ex-Illinois deputy shot Sonya Massey out of fear for his life. This is what the sheriff's report says. Says that he did it out of fear of his life. According to the sheriff's report, Sean Grayson said he shot Sonya Massey after fearing that she would throw hot boiling liquid at him, which would have caused great bodily harm or even death. This is all such BS. Now, it goes on to say the former Illinois deputy charged with murder after fatally shooting Sonya Massey in her home says he fired his gun after fearing she would throw boiling liquid on him. He says, as I approached the cabinet, Sonya stood up from a crouched position, grabbing the pot, raising it above her head, and throwing the boiling substance at me. Now, I want you all to think about this. Please pay attention. He said that she raised up from a crouching position. Now, we saw her when she crouched down with the oven mitts on. Now, this man tells us that she raised up from the crouching position, and then she grabbed the pots of hot boiling water. Please stay with me. And then raised it above her head. What? Who's going to lift a hot boiling pot of water over their head? Who's going to lift it over their head? And we already saw the video. We already saw the freeze frames and all of that. We already slowed it down. We already saw the still shots. Pretty Wing said, who the F would raise a boiling pot of water over their own head? Exactly. Okay, that's what I'm telling you. Still lying. But let me continue. It goes on to say that she raised a pot of boiling water over her head. Yeah, this is real crazy. And let's not forget that he walked toward her. Okay? And so anyway, let me continue. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Now, he goes on to say, I was in imminent fear of getting boiling liquid to my face or chest, which would have caused great bodily harm or death. I fired my deputy weapon in Sonya's direction. Well, here's the problem with that. Because even before Sonya did any of this stuff, she didn't do it anyway. He's lying. But even if she had done this, prior to her even doing any of it, right? He literally told her, you better not. I'll shoot you in your effing face. Now, why did he say those words at that point? I would love to know. Okay, here's my theory, that when she rebuked him, like I told you before, he got mad because she said that, and his demons got aggravated, and that's why he said it, and then he did it. Okay, this is all crazy. holding it above her head and throwing the boiling substance at me. And so anyway, body camera footage from his partner shows Massey and Grayson talking in her Woodside Township home as she moves around the kitchen while he stands a few feet away with a counter in between them. Moments before he fires his gun, Massey is heard twice saying, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." Now, Grayson interrupted, which Grayson wrote that he interrupted, that he interpreted. Grayson wrote that he interpreted to mean, "She's going to kill me." Are y'all hearing this? That's how you know he's a demon, okay? He said when she told him, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," he said that he interpreted that to mean that she was going to kill me. Now, who would think that anyone that's talking about they're about to kill you because they simply said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus"? Let me continue. Oh, so ridiculous. Grayson yells at her to put down a pot of boiling liquid. He threatens to shoot her, and she ducks while saying, "I'm sorry." Massey is seen covering her face with the pot as Grayson points his gun at her. Grayson stands in front of his partner's body camera the moment he fires his weapon, obscuring the view of Massey at that moment. Well, he did that on purpose. He obscured the view on purpose. Trust and believe that's what he did. Now, Grayson wrote in his report that he thought he had activated his body-worn camera. Another lie. How do you think that you activated the camera? You don't know for sure. It's supposed to be on whenever you're dealing with the public, and specifically when you're going on a call. So he says that he thought he had activated his body-worn camera at the beginning of the call, then realized later that he hadn't and told his supervisor at the scene. He had requested and was permitted to review the footage from his partner's body camera. Grayson indicated he gave Massey loud, clear verbal commands to drop the pot. After Massey ducked down behind a cabinet, Grayson said he came closer to make sure she did not grab any other weapon. Is this foolish or what? Do you see the lies, how the math ain't math and this is not making any sense and he can't make it make sense? Now, if you're already fearing that you're in imminent danger because she's got a pot of hot boiling liquid that could injure you or even kill you, as he claims, why on earth would you walk closer? And he said to make sure she didn't grab another weapon. But here's the thing. He had a gun already. So even if she did grab another weapon, you've already got a gun in your hand. And if she did grab another weapon, what are you going to do by getting closer? How's that going to help you? You're already worried that she's going to throw this hot boiling water, right? You see how he's lying? I just want you all to pay attention. Let's not forget that he's been accused of lying in police reports before, at other jobs. "I fired my duty weapon in Sonya's direction. I observed Sonya fall to the ground behind the counter." Now, Grayson pleaded not guilty in Sangamon County Court on July the 18th and remains in custody. He was fired from the sheriff's office after the shooting, and community members, including Massey's father, have called on Sheriff Jack Campbell to resign, which he has declined. Now, Grayson's killing of Massey, a 36-year-old Black woman, has drawn demonstrations coast to coast and renewed calls for police reform. Now, here's what the report says. The report includes accounts from other deputies. Now, let's get into this. So the newly released report includes 30 pages of accounts from other sheriff's deputies who responded to the shooting. Deputy Jason Eccleston told Grayson, or he described Grayson as visibly shaken up and tried to support him at the scene. At his patrol car, Eccleston advised Grayson to not speak about what happened. Now, let me tell y'all how you know that's a lie. See, they're lying on Sonya Massey. So what they're doing, they've all gotten together. See, they've had enough time now to try to get their stories together as far as I'm concerned or whatever. But at the end of the day, here's the thing. They're lying to try to blame Sonya Massey for her own death. They're trying to make it look like this is her fault. Because for one, here's how you know this cop is lying. Deputy Jason Eccleston, who's saying that he was visibly shaken up. Now, y'all saw the video. You know I showed it to you. For those of you who follow the backup channel, I think that's where I showed it at, where he sat there. And after shooting her, he didn't show any empathy, sympathy, remorse, none of it. In fact, he went right outside and said that crazy bitch. Isn't that what he called her? Yeah, the bitch is crazy. When the other officer asked him if he was okay, did he seem like he was shooken up? Huh? Did he seem like he was bothered? Did he seem like he was sad or concerned or anxious? No, he didn't. He seemed like he was perfectly fine and still just a nasty, low down, nefarious demon as he really is. And said he told him not to speak about what happened. Now, you told him not to speak about what happened because you knew that he was wrong. Because if he didn't do anything out of policy, if he didn't break protocol, then there'd be no reason for him not to say anything, okay? He's talking to other police officers like himself at the end of the day. Eccleston said that he transported Grayson to Springfield Memorial Hospital. After Grayson was medically cleared, he was interviewed by an Illinois State Police investigator at the sheriff's office. Now, Sergeant James Hayes wrote in his report that an individual whose name is redacted in the publicly released report told him that Massey had been in a medical facility out of town. Now, the person described to Hayes how Massey was in her yard yelling, and at one point, Massey threw a brick through one of the windows of her own vehicle. Now, who in the hell told him this? Who told him that she did this, that she threw the brick through the window of her own vehicle? Who said that? Now, those of you who follow the backup channel know that I also showed you the video footage where, in fact, the window was bust in. It was like pushed in, right? Broken. And I also told you that that's likely why she called the police on that night, because she said it sounded like a prowler was outside, that she heard banging. Somebody was breaking out her window. Now, if it was her breaking out her own window, why would she have been thinking it's a prowler and call 911? Who saw this? A person whose name is redacted in the publicly released report. You know who probably wrote that? Now, I'm just going out on a limb. I can't substantiate this. Sean Grayson probably wrote that in the report with his lying self. Let's not forget that his supposed, the female friend, okay, his fiance or ex-wife or somebody, remember what that lady said in the video, that she works at a medical facility, got into it with Sonya Massey, and then it's been alleged that Sean Grayson is the one who was around her house messing with her car and busting out windows so that he would be the same one to arrive on the scene when the call came in. Do y'all remember that? Now, we don't know if that's true or not, but that's been alleged. But what I do know is true is that this officer who's saying that Sean Grayson was shaken up is lying, because we saw him right after the whole thing. And if he was so shaken up, here's the thing. Remember when his partner said, I'm going to go get my medical kit? And he said, no, it's no good. She took one to the head. I mean, you can go get it, but she's gone. She took it to the head. Remember that? They didn't even want to try to save her life. So shooken up, nah, that's a flat out lie. So anyway, said she busted out the windows with a brick of her own vehicle. So Hayes also, and it's conveniently that there's no name of whoever did this. Now, Hayes also wrote he initially thought Massey had shot herself when he arrived at her house. Now, why would he think she shot herself? Is that what Grayson said initially? He also wrote Grayson told him that Massey came at him with boiling water and he shot her. On July the 5th, the day before she was shot, Massey told a sheriff's deputy in an interview at St. John's Hospital that she broke the window on the back driver's side in an attempt to get into the car to get away from a neighbor. She was unable to get in through the back, so she ripped out the driver's side window in order to gain entry into the vehicle, resulting in minor scrapes. Now, on the same day, Massey's mother detailed in a 911 call. Do you all remember I played the 911 call? Okay, detailed in the 911 call that her daughter was having a mental breakdown and asked the police not to send any combative officers and said, I don't want them to hurt her. And that said that you have to even use that as a prerequisite when you call the police anyway. Okay, this is all crazy. So on July the 5th, the day before she was shot, Massey told a sheriff's deputy in an interview at St. John's Hospital that she broke the window out the back driver's side in an attempt to get into her car. Here's the question though. Now, if she truly did tell a deputy this the day before, who is this deputy? And why was she having this conversation with him? And why was he interviewing her? Let's think about all of this. On July the 5th, the day before she was shot, Massey told a sheriff's deputy in an interview at St. John's Hospital that she broke the window on the back driver's side in an attempt to get into the car. Now, the video that we saw, if I'm not mistaken, It looked like the driver's window was broken. It looked like the driver's window was broken. So I don't know. This all sounds real sketchy at the end of the day. I think they're just lying. I don't believe any of the stuff that they're saying. We already know that Sean Grayson is definitely lying. We know that for a fact. And the officer who's vouching for him saying that he was shooken up, we know he's lying too. Okay, that's what we know. But hold on. Let's go to this sheriff who's now acting like everything's all fine and acting as though he was trying to reach out to the family. Let's go to this video of him asking for forgiveness. Okay, reported on July the 30th. If he really wanted to show his sorrow and his concern, and he admits that they failed Sonya Massey, why is he standing by the officer who did it? Okay, why is he standing by this officer who did it? That doesn't even make any sense. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance, beloveds. I'm going to put my overlay up.
New reporting here this evening in the deadly police shooting of a mother who called 911 herself, Sonya Massey. The sheriff saying we failed Sonya amid new calls tonight for him to resign. Here's Alex Perez.
Tonight, the family of Sonya Massey, who was gunned down by a deputy in her own home, is demanding the sheriff who hired that officer resign.
Justice for Sonya Massey.
But that sheriff from Sangamon County, Illinois, refusing to step down.
I will not abandon the sheriff's office at a most critical moment. It would solve nothing.
And for the first time, apologizing to the community.
We failed Sonya. We failed Sonya's family and friends. We failed the community. I stand here today before you with my arms wide open and I ask for your forgiveness.
Massey had called police to report a possible prowler, but things quickly escalated when deputies told her she could remove a pot of boiling water from the stove.
I'm going to skip past this part.
Night, mounting questions about his troubling history in law enforcement, working at 6 police departments in 4 years.
Do you understand that's a violation of pursuit policy?
Yes, I do.
That's Grayson in a 2022 recording being questioned by his last boss about mishandling a traffic case. He was also accused of submitting inaccurate reports.
Do you agree, before we conclude this, that there's a mountain of policy violations that you committed?
And David, Sean Grayson is being held without bond. He's pleaded not guilty. His attorney has declined to comment. David?
Alex Perez tonight. Thank you, Alex.
Now I want you all to pay attention. You heard in the audio recording that there was a mountain of evidence of improprieties, okay? A mountain of evidence, that means there was a whole lot. All right, there was a whole lot. So why did Sheriff Campbell hire him in the first place? Now, he says that he vetted him. He says that he went through all the paperwork and all of that, and he looked at all the information. So if he did, and he knew that there was a mountain of evidence against him, that he committed things that he wasn't supposed to do, why did he hire him? Why did he hire him? And then he's sitting there talking about he's sorry. Is he really? Because he should be stepping down voluntarily. No one should be asking him out of his guilt and shame. And knowing that he didn't do his due diligence, that would be the very least that he could do, is to step down. To go and visit the grieving family and express his sorrows and beg their forgiveness and then step down. He's not going to do that because he doesn't think that Sean Grayson did any darn thing wrong, okay? When he stood up there asking for forgiveness, that was just all for show. That's all that was. That was just all to feign sympathy and empathy and sorrow and remorse, of which he clearly has none. Okay, please pay attention. It's all just a load of BS. That's right, Danielle. Bullcrap. Exactly. So with that all being said, beloveds, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Let me have a word from my sponsors one more time before I give you all the final words before I'm out of here. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
All right. So with that all been said, listen, I'm going to drop the link for the next broadcast in the chat. Hey, Juju, you know I love you to life too, beloved. Jay Gray says, Queen, look up those Norse tattoos on those officers' arms, white supremacist ties. Oh, I saw those. You know I saw those, beloved. I am definitely not surprised. That speaks volumes, right? Oh, nefarious, and I need to probably do a whole thing on that. But now, with that all been said, listen, guys, I'm going to be on the backup channel. Y'all don't want to miss it because we've got to talk about this officer who tackled a black man in his own home. And then we also got to talk about Kabami and Trump. Lord have mercy. Trump then got caught, busted, okay, exposed by leaked audio, right? Where he, and it's not even really leaked audio, it's basically audio from before. He said one thing, now he's saying something else, sitting up here lying about his handling of the George Floyd protest. We got to talk about it, guys. We got to talk about it on the backup channel. Trump is getting called out on his lies again. The fact checkers and busted it. Now, I heard the audio. He's clearly lying, as usual. So anyway, and then Vivek Ramaswamy says that Kabami, we got to find out which one of her party, which wing of her party she bends her knee to. What does he mean when he says bends her knee? I have questions, Vivek. Okay, Vivek, whatever his name is, okay? So with that all being said, this is all crazy. So make sure you all tune in. Mr. Elevation said Kabami and Trump, Diddy Trump, always finding new ways to be nefarious. Okay, exactly. April says, thank you, Queen. See you all in the next live. Thank you, beloved. All right. And Dead Crazy Beach Area said, Game of Thrones, bend the knee. There's the link to the next live. I love you all to life. I hope you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. I'll be live on the spiritual channel at 6:15 today, so don't miss it. In the meantime, between time, okay, make sure you do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And also, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. All right. And with that all been said, I love you all to life. And don't forget, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Hey, yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor.
Sold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now.
That's
See
right.
a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy.
Real slick.
I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got